action to urge all of us to dismantle the systematic structures that perpetuate inequality and injustice, and fostering a world where every woman and girl can survive, not only to thrive, but also to live to her fullest potential and contribute to global betterment. With this, I would like to introduce our guest, the guest for today's lecture. So we are so honored to have Dr. Preeti Saxena, our esteemed Vice Chancellor at Himachal Pradesh National Law University. Ma'am is a renowned legal scholar with over 33 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration. She has authored many books and published over 85 research papers and delivered more than 350 keynote addresses globally. We are so honored to have you, ma'am. Moving on, our next guest for today is Dr. Professor Bindu Samuel Ronald, who is the Vice Chancellor for Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad. Ma'am has over 24 years of experience in the legal education fraternity, research and administration, and has also published numerous research publications and participated in various workshops, seminars, and conferences. Ma'am has also received the Emeritus Mundus Grant, in which she taught two courses at the Department of German, European, and International Aid at the Leibniz University. Welcome to the guest lecture, ma'am. Lastly, we are so honored to have a third guest. This is Vicky Donald, who is a trailblazing Indian mountaineer and skier. She gained global recognition in the year 1993 by becoming one of the youngest women to summit Mount Everest at the age of 19 years during the Indo-Nepal Women Everest Expedition. She also received the 1994 National Adventures Award. We're so happy to have you here, ma'am. Now, it was a pleasure to have you all here. Now, without further ado, I would like to call our director, Dr. Sachin Sharma, to share his valuable insights with all of us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sonia, for the warm welcome. So at the onset, firstly, happy Women's Day to all. So, and at the beginning, I would like to thank Professor Preeti Saxena, Ma'am, Vice Chancellor, HPNLU Shimla, for her advice, for her guidance in making this event successful today. So it's because of Ma'am's constant effort and motivation we are able to organize this event at this very short time or short notice. And I would also like to welcome Professor Bindu Ronald Ma'am, the Vice Chancellor HPNLU Aurangabad, for her kind consent, because ma'am has pretty busy schedule, but I requested her to just give some time to all of us, and ma'am was kind enough to accept our invitation. So thank you so much, ma'am, and it's really good to see you. And I would also like to welcome Madam Nikki Dorma to this event. Ma'am's achievements in the entire discipline of women jurisprudence or feminist jurisprudence, if I'd say, as a motivational or inspirational to all of us. So welcome you, ma'am. Now, I have a responsibility to introduce the program or introduce the theme. So I would like to start with this line that women's rights are human rights, and perhaps would like to replace human with woman. So the way Professor Bakshi used to write and many other scholars used to write. And I have this quote from Simone de Beauvoir. So she says that each of us is responsible for everything and to every human being. So this a simple expression, simple line has a very deep meaning, that each and every one of us in our conscious and in our subconscious ways or in our expressions, we all are doing something which is impacting each and every one of us. So when today we have gathered here to celebrate the day or this particular day on women's right. So the entire journey, right from its inception around, if I say like the early 19th century or 20th century time period, where we firstly started deliberating about women's rights, and till today. So whatever all achievements which we had today is a mix of these emotions, mix of these experiences. So as this year, the official theme was that for all women and girls, right, equality and empowerment. And the theme particularly highlights let's accelerate the action and to unlock equal rights, power and opportunities for all, and to create an inclusive environment. So idea is that all are one. So it's about dilution of that old expression or about otherization. So it's about when we are celebrating the Women Rights Day, so we are looking at it from all variety of interpretations, expressions. So that's the particular idea. Like if you see the way feminist jurisprudence or women rights have developed or grown in these many years. Like I was just only in morning today, I was going through bit of literature. So it says that if you see the time around 1911 or so, so there were only 8 countries where women have voting rights, and you see from that time till today, we have reached the heights. It's a constant deliberation, which is the basic requirement, basic need. And it is through this deliberation we were able to reach this particular stage. And that's why I was saying initially that there were a lot of experiences, emotions, sentiments connected to this day. And this day, this year is also important for us that this year is the, I believe, 30th anniversary of Beijing Declaration on Women Rights. So this we are celebrating that as well. So this is something which we have to keep in mind. Like when we talk about women rights, so it includes so many ideas, interpretations, expressions out of it. Like I was going through this report of IUCN 2020. It says that how environment affect women, women rights. So this report specifically highlights that there are increase in violence towards women because of the change in environment. So this is something important for all of us to look at the issue from this multidisciplinary approach, looking at the scholarship, women jurisprudence from the wider expression and try to build the narrative about inclusion and about diversity. So which argues that respecting all and believing in the idea and that spirit of oneness, and that's the whole idea. So with these words, I would like to once again welcome all our distinguished guests. Yeah, thank you so much.
Now I would like our Honorable Vice Chancellor to give the inaugural address.
Thank you, Soumya. Good afternoon to one and all. And as rightly said that we are celebrating or rather commemorating the National Women's Day 2025. Almost 1 century or another quarter century has been there. And we will be celebrating this day for years together, as I think. Because equality is the main agenda every time. Whether it is related to equity, it is related to the rights, or it is related to the empowerment of the women. So the main issue is only and only equality. But the question is that do we really need equality or equity? Because we all know that India is a country which is plural in nature. There are different genders also. And as the theme of this year is like for all women and girls, rights, equality, and empowerment. So when we talk about the equality, because equality basically aims to ensure that everyone gets the same thing. And same thing that further results into the formal equality. So can we say that really we need this equality as a gender equality or something where it is a try on the part of understanding to give the people what they need or how they want to enjoy their life, full healthy life, something like that. Is this requiring some affirmative action from the part of the state, on the part of the authority, which further results into the substantive equality? So equality itself is not very important for the women. It is something that we do need substantive equality or which is further we can say understood as the equity. These are the pointers which are very important because every time as I told you it is the equality. Further, if we talk about the empowerment, then you see, as a woman, what would be there for the empowerment? So it is just like you see is to create a social environment in which one can make the decisions, a social environment in which one can make the choices, or the environment in which these choices and the environment be experienced by the person individually or collectively. And in case of the environment of the women, of course, it is the ability of the women just to exercise full control over her actions or to control over the assets, material assets, to control over the resources, whether it's the intellectual resources or other resources, to control over her own ideologies, over her own self. That is what is going to make the woman empowered. The question is that whether women is that much free to empower herself. She is nationally now capable, she is economically capable, but still there are certain things which restrict her for empowering herself. Because empowerment comes from with the acquiring of knowledge, power, experience, and economy. But at the same time, there are different types of the deprivations are there are different types of the exploitation when it comes to the case of the women. Then we all know that the cases of the violence against women. That is the foremost hindrance on making person that she is empowered now. This may be for various issues, various reasons, various societal things on the basis of which sometimes she may consider that economically she is empowered, but otherwise in society she feels that she is not as much empowered as she should have to be. Because this violence against women that basically undermines the entire social fabric, I should say, of the community, and that brings the women what she wants to achieve, but she is not able to achieve. By few women who are said to be, we can take the name of those women only. But what about the rest of the women? 48% nearly that is having the in the population the women. So whether they are all empowered, whether they are all being given this right to equality, and talk on the international day regarding the equality rights. This is not new, as I told you. If you see the Sustainable Development Goal, goal number 5 also speaks about the gender equality. So what that gender equality means in this Sustainable Development Goal? And that is basically to give them equality at every step. That is the goal basically targets that there should not be any discrimination. The goal targets that there should be elimination of any type of the violence against the women. She should be given the right for the to earn the economic resources and everything, including the technology also, that economical use of the technology, that is also to give them the equality. Internationally, we have so many instruments, documents, and treaties available right from CEO, then building operation, then platform of action. So internationally, as rightly told by Dr. Sachin also, that we are also going to launch a year for that. But the point is that internationally, the documents are there. Nationally, we have the Supreme Law of the land, which making other provisions equally available to the women. The special provision you have to be 15.3 to make a special provision for the women and children. And many of the laws we all know that those laws have been already enacted, passed. We have the National Commission for Women, we have the National Policy for Women Empowerment also. There are many programs of the government, many policies of the government. The judiciary is also very, very active. When it says that the motherhood is a very fast institution, still we see that the women are being discriminated. and we are still discussing on the thing on as we are having all these international, national, regional, everywhere the women is being empowered on the basis of the document. The point here is that do we need this enhancement of the women empowerment and how we can do this? Can we do this by giving that the women a right to participate in the decision making because you all may be aware about this 1989 when adoption of the CRC, Convention on the Right to Speak of the Child, where it is clearly mentioned that you just give the girl child four rights: the right to survival, the right to protection, the right to development, and the right to participation. So the very first right, it speaks about the right to survival, and we all know what's the ratio, sex ratio in our country. Now, after 21, it is supposed that we are increasing in that number, but otherwise, the total number of the ratio to population is 48%. So there is female aside, there are so many things, we have so many laws available, but still, the very first right to survival that speaks about the right to birth, right to be born, right to life, right to live a healthy life. So if the survival is allowed, then only all the three rights would be made available, like right to protection, right to development, right to participation. So whether the girl child or women, they are being given the right to go to the school, right to education or not, right to the healthy life, right to health, right. So many rights are related to the development. So many rights are related to the protection. We have so many laws. The entire criminal law is again changed. Still, we find that there are so many cases of the violence against women. So how to protect this right to protection of the girl child? This is also the issue. And when we talk about the right to participation, then we all know that participation is related to the judgment making. The participation is related to the decision making of the how many women, right from their first unit, they are home, they are allowed to participate in that decision making, barring a few small decisions. So all the decisions are being taken by the main members of the society of the house, as we all know. So these four rights are very, very important, and if we would be able to allow these rights to the women, to the girls, then we can to some extent know that really the women they are being given this right to equity or right to equality as it is important for them. So now I think that Madam Bindu and Madam Nikki who have given their time to us to share their knowledge on these issues. That is related to this equality, empowerment, and right. We are all waiting for that. My only point is that we should not, I mean, cling to them or adhere to all these written laws, but the time has come that when we need that all these laws should come in practice. And this could be done only when the other participants who are sitting here not belonging to this particular gender, they may also support, they may also try not to discriminate with the other gender in the society. And that's how this would be a good example of the equality, equity, and empowerment. So without taking much time, I welcome our very, very respected guest, Professor Bindu Kumar, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad, who has given her time out of his schedule to be a part of this very program of National Women Day. Welcome, ma'am, online. And I also welcome our another speaker, Madam Vicky Adolwal, who is an Indian skier from our alpine skier in the and a mountaineer. So welcome, madam, and we would be very, very happy to listen to you and to have your experience regarding what type of equality and empowerment you are feeling as a person in a different field. Because we are all academicians, so our thoughts are basically confined to what is written in the book. And we'll be very happy to have you here. So I welcome to you also. I welcome all my teaching colleagues from HPNLU and all the students who are participating in this program. Thank you very much, Dr. Sachin, for inviting me for this program.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this invaluable work, and we surely hope to forward your message and keep up the spirit high and bring about a positive change in the community. With this, I would like to invite our honorable guest, Professor Dr. Bindu S. Donald, to share her valuable insights on this theme. Thank you so much, ma'am.
The voice is not, you are not audible.
Gentlemen, I guess your microphone is off. Seems.
So it is over to you, Dr. Sachin, to continue the program.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm audible now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Alright, I thought that, okay. A very happy Women's Day to one and all who are present here. And as we celebrate this day, I take first of all the opportunity to thank Professor Dr. Preeti Saxena, the Vice Chancellor of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, and the organizing team of this event for inviting me as the guest speaker. Uh, this is a celebration, and it's a celebration of acknowledging women and providing a platform to share my thoughts on the theme for all women and girls' rights, equality, and empowerment. As I thank Dr. Saxena and her team, I'm also so happy to share this platform with Madam Vicky Dolma. It's not every day that I am with somebody who has actually scaled the heights. And we are in the academic field, but you are there who has actually scaled the heights, which is not everybody's cup of tea. And as a woman, there would have been so many more difficulties when you went on to do that. So, very happy to be here with all of you, the faculty and the students of the National Law University. As I take this, I would say that women from all walks, whether they are those who are confined to home, who are taking care of families, and also those who have stepped out of the thresholds of homes and are walking alongside men, each of them women, girls, their achievements. And this is Women's Day. We celebrate that force that is there. As we celebrate Women's Day, I also acknowledge the contributions of many who have fought and those who continue to fight to get women and the girls their right to. Today, when we realize that it is important to celebrate women and their contributions that are theirs, and their contribution is seen actually in every walk of life, I have decided to speak on the topic empowering women to climb the corporate ladders and need to create a difference. Because when we look at the corporate sector, we are actually talking about empowered women. But these empowered women also need a lot to be able to reach the top and also to sustain, to remain there on the top. Uh, when I was looking at addressing all of you, I was also going through some of the reports that are there to look at the statistics that is there as far as women who are there on the corporate ladders and who are there very high on the corporate ladders are concerned. And I was reading one of the reports that is there by McKinsey and Company in 2024, which is actually based on the largest study of women in corporate America, which was done over a period of 10 years, where approximately 5 lakh women were surveyed.
Now, it has been reported that women representation in corporate management has increased. When we look at United States itself, there is about 37% representation of women in senior management positions. Back home in India, the World Bank report states that there is an increase in female employees and there is a 29% representation in senior management category. I mean, interestingly, while there is a considerable increase in the labor force participation, there is a considerable gap that is there when one compares women participation to their male counterpart in the labor force participation statistics that we have. Now, every year, 8th of March, there are celebrations that are there which are held in schools, in universities, and in corporate offices. As this day has been marked as International Women's Day. Now, our United Nations started celebrating this day as Women's Day somewhere in 1975. The 8th as a date for Women's Day celebration, all of you know that it has a strong connection with the 1970 Women's Day movement that was there as part, when we're looking at the Russian Revolution. And when we look at the first National Women's Day in the United States, that day was 28th of February, which was observed as, the Women's Day, when over 15,000 women had taken to the streets of New York demanding for shorter working hours, better pay, the right to vote, etc. And today, world over 8th of March, is celebrated as Women's Day. However, I would say that it is more than a celebration. It is a movement that is there towards gender equality. It is important to recognize women from all fields, the marginalized communities, women with disabilities, women from different ethnic backgrounds that are there, and from different countries, or those who are from even better social and economic backgrounds that are there. Now, in recent times, when you look at the corporate leadership, you find that the corporate leadership has witnessed actually a great and significant transformation. Women today have broken the traditional barriers and they definitely occupy roles of influence and power. Now, one of the statistics that is there that says that the women representation in senior managerial role it has risen from 37% in 2015 to 37% in 2024. And when we look at the vice president's role in the corporate sector, that has also grown from a 27% to a 34%. And I'm talking about the same span of time, that is 2015 to 2024. Until recently, women were not part of the business. All executive leadership positions that were there, they were held by women. However, over the period of time, over the years, more women are breaking into the business arena and they have worked their ways on the top. They have worked their way up the career ladder. If I have to look at examples that are there, we have many. We have Mary Barra, who's the CEO of General Motors, and she's the first woman to lead one of the top three automakers that are. Sheryl Sandberg, she was the former CEO of Facebook and the first woman to be on the company's board of directors. We have many others. We have women like Judith. She was the president and the CEO of Walmart, which is one of the largest supermarkets in the world. So you have women you have strong women who have held the top position. But then why speak of corporations and women leaders elsewhere? We have many examples that are there in India, and we're proud of our women leaders who have led corporations. Biocon, which is India's, or not India's, I would say Asia's largest and premier biopharmaceutical company, it was founded by Dr. Kiran Mazumdar. She's the chairperson and the managing director of. We all are aware of, or we all know Indra Nuri, who's the former CEO of PepsiCo and who led the company's growth and innovation for a long period of time. when economy, which is also commonly known as the Times Group, is today led by Ms. Indu Jain, and she is the chairperson of this leading daily newspaper that is there, or news group that is there. PLCC beauty brand is founded and led by Ms. Vandana Luthra, and until she began this, she was a homemaker. We have Ms. Neelam Dhawan, who has proved that women are unstoppable by taking over leading positions that are there in tech giant companies such as Microsoft India, IBM, etc. You have our group of hotels that is there, which is led by Ms. Priya Paul, and she is the chairperson of the group. If one wants a moral boost to motivate the leadership in oneself, we have many powerful women who are there who have actually broken the glass ceilings. So these are blazers. They're trailblazers who are setting the stage and who are motivating more women to aspire for and take leadership roles. Now, I have a few more statistical reports that are there. We have a report that is there, which is provided by Grant Thompson for women in business in 2024, which also it states actually that there is a dramatic decrease that is there in the percentage of women CEOs in 2024, which actually suggests a shift away from women holding top positions of real power within the organizations that are there. Although from 2015 to 2024, there have been an increase in the women in the top positions, progress that we are talking about is not a phenomenal growth. But if you look at it, it is a slow progress that is there that we see. And this should actually make us also wonder if there is enough that is there which is being done to get the women to top managerial positions. And if there's enough that is being done to keep them there, to keep them occupying those top positions. When I was reading somewhere, I read that the glass ceiling concept that is there, that we are all very familiar with, this glass ceiling is actually an outdated metaphor. And the more I look at the more I think about it, I think that yes, and when I look at these statistics that is there, I feel that yes, it is actually an outdated metaphor, and I will say something about that also. Now, when you say that it's an outdated metaphor, and that we should focus on the cumulative effects that are there that smaller issues have that stop a woman from reaching the top and even to remain at the top. And we should actually forget about the glass ceilings. What we should focus about is fixing the broken windows that are there and that are there around us. If we have to look at the times, if I have to look at the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, things were different, isn't it? Back in the 80s or the 70s and the 80s, when Margaret Thatcher or Indira Gandhi were the prime ministers, women were actually almost absent as far as the C clubs are concerned, and there were hardly any women who were there in high profile positions. There was an invisible glass ceiling that was there that kept women from vertical growth. Now, things have changed from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s today. We see that workspace environment has changed. And with that, the difficulties that are there which are faced by women when they want to be in that workspace that we are talking about. Back then, one income was good enough to sustain a family well, and priorities were also very different within the family. Today, when we look at it, it is also a need in the households to have double income with the rising costs, with rising inflation that today it is also a reality that women are not able to reach their full potential because of the cumulative effect of multiple micro and macro issues that are there which are faced by them, which definitely slows them down or place the hindrances that are there in the way of women to getting on the top and remaining at the top position. It is also a reality that as much as women are equal partners today in families in bringing financial stability in households, there are certain things that are there, such as child care or care of the elderly, that still remains as a woman's job. And yet, expecting a woman to be available for long hours at work, uh, it is something where, which is also an issue that is there, which women have to face. So, at one side, you see women doing very well, women who are educated, women who are performing very well as far as jobs and work fronts are concerned. They still are considered to be the people who are to take care of the children and the elderly. We do have few households where men equally participating, but I think there's a long way to go when it comes to this. So female talents actually get stalled at various points. There are many reasons that are there for missed opportunities as far as women are concerned, I would say. There are other problems that are there than the trust ceilings that we talk about in the corporate sector. Unless we fix the broken windows from where the draft comes in that hampers the growth of women, women cannot reach their full potential to reach the top, especially when we talk about the corporate world. Today, when we look at women break barriers in leadership, technology, law, and governance, it is also important to recognize that there is still a long way to go to actually empower women, and also essential to recognize that their achievements and also these their achievements and also address the challenges that are there which are faced by women, whether they are at the home front or at in the corporate front. And somewhere when we talk about gender equality, we must also understand and accept this that gender equality is a collective responsibility. Women in general they face multiple challenges when they venture outside the thresholds of their homes. To this, believe me, Indian women are not alone. Deep social conditioning, the challenges to balance work and home, conscious and unconscious biases that are there, all of them hinder the growth of women. And this is especially true in terms of women across the country. So when we talk about very progressive Europe or very progressive United States, uh, the condition of women is somewhere the same when it comes to hindrances that are there and the impediments that are there which slow the progress of women. Everyone faces workplace challenges. Now, that is something which is true whether you are a man or a woman. So, there are challenges that are there, but the fact is that these challenges that we are here talking about, the workplace challenges that are there, are definitely more for the women. And the journey that is there from the entry position to senior position roles, they are filled with numerous obstacles as far as women are concerned. The glass ceilings are a reality. The broken windows are a bigger reality that is there as far as women are concerned. And it is never easy for them to be part of the so-called boys' club. Legislations have come. Legislations have been instrumental in recognizing the need for gender diversity and also empowering women leadership. I'm not going to talk about all the legislations that are there, but because I'm speaking about women in the corporate sector, uh, I think what I will emphasize upon is the laws that are there, or the laws that have come up as far as the corporate sector is concerned. I think one of the factors that promoted women in corporate leadership and board position was the introduction of Companies Act 2013. And of course, the set rules that are there which came up in 2014. Companies Act 2013 through Section 149 makes it mandatory for certain companies to have at least one woman on the board of directors. This aims at enhancing the gender diversity and leadership within the corporate. The report that is there from KPMG, it reveals that 83% of the companies which were surveyed by them definitely shows an increase in women leadership positions. And this increase in the women in leadership positions, it is actually a testimony to the capabilities of women and a proof of inclusive workspaces. When I talk about the Inclusive or the Companies Act and Companies Act requiring women to be at least one woman to be there on the board of directors of the company. This particular provision that has been introduced is also not devoid of a huge lot of criticisms that are there, which have been there when it comes to reservations as far as women are concerned. But I must say that it is a very, very important step that is there, which has found a place as far as women in corporate roles are concerned. Now, when we look at the increase of women in leadership positions, definitely it is a testimony of the capabilities of the women and a proof of inclusive workplaces. Now, inclusive workplaces, it is the key to the success of women. However, equality or however important it is to encourage or enhance to get women to the top is concerned, equally important it is to encourage enhancing the skills that are there which are necessary as far as decision making is concerned, corporate conflict resolutions are concerned, improving the decision making is concerned, enhancing the ability to perform through many support policies and promoting the cultural change. They're all necessary to address the key issues such as gender biases at workplace. The journey to the C Club begins actually with self-belief and the ability to advocate for themselves. And I'm over here talking about the corporate sector, but I think it is equally important for each one of us in our own roles where it is important to have that self-belief and the ability to advocate for oneself. Workplaces, they have to promote an atmosphere where various viewpoints are recognized and women who embrace self-belief and confidence definitely improve work organization that is there. Leadership is a quality, but it's a quality that is there which can be honed by continuous learning that is there. Training of different kinds, different nature, they enhance the competence of women leaders, and that has to be provided at all work. It is also very important to promote future ready women leaders by questioning deep rooted biases that are there, social norms that are there that hinder their uh, true potentials. Over the years, it is evident that women are ambitious and committed to do well. Corporations need to create that conducive atmosphere and sustain it to promote the women's journey up the corporate ladder. As important it is to nurture women leaders, equally important it is for women leaders to enhance their own capacities and to create a dynamic learning oriented leadership environment that is there, which ensures women to achieve long-term success in leadership positions. Organizations have to, organizations have to play the role of catalyst in breaking the glass ceilings, flexibility in work, arrangements can create spaces where women can grow. Creating safe spaces for women is vital towards breaking barriers. And there are statistics to show that there are positive impact of gender diversity as far as financial success of workplaces or corporations are concerned. Breaking the glass ceiling is an ongoing process that requires a joint effort to transform organizational structures and to provide equal footing for women to climb the corporate sector and to join the C club. Women today are redefining corporate leadership. We need to recognize that the struggle between career ambitions and personal responsibilities, it is real and it is an ongoing challenge. Many leading business organizations are recognizing today that improving female representation on the top is crucial to the success of business. And there are many examples that are there of those companies with strong female representation and those companies performing better. But that kind of success will be, long unless there is a shift that is there as far as the focus is concerned to mend the broken windows that are slowing the woman's career progress. Once the drop from the cracked windows are taken care of, the glass ceilings are going to be easy to break and to take care of. Thank you very much for listening to me very patiently. And I'm sure that together we will be able to make a lot of difference as far as the world around us are concerned. We all are in certain workspaces that are there, whether it is the academic world, whether it is the world of sports, whether it is world which our students are going to college tomorrow. There's a long way that we have come, and yet there is a long way to go before we can actually achieve the real success as far as women are concerned. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Your words today have not only inspired us, but have also deepened our understanding for all the challenges and the opportunities in the journey towards women's rights, equality, and empowerment, especially in the corporate arena. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really inspiring. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Nikki Dolma to grace us with her invaluable words. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to request Professor Priti Saxena and Vice Chancellor Aurangabad and NLU facility हिमाचल प्रदेश सभी का मैं धन्यवाद करता हूँ जिन्होंने मुझे ये मौका दिया आप लोगों के साथ अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने का या इस स्पेशल डे पे विमेंस डे जो हम लोग आज के दिन सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं लेकिन आई थिंक मेरा मानना ये है कि हम सिर्फ आज के दिन ही ये सेलिब्रेट करते हैं विमेंस डे दिस इज फॉर एवरी डे हम लोग रोज विमेंस डे सेलिब्रेट करते हैं हम लोग रोज एक नए चैलेंज के साथ जाते हैं और नए चैलेंज के साथ हम लोग नए काम को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं और उसको करके बताते हैं तो मेरा जो अपना एक्सपीरियंस है इस माउंटेनियरिंग के फील्ड में या स्कीइंग के फील्ड में मैं किस बैकग्राउंड से आई हूँ वो मैं आपको थोड़ा सा बताना चाहूँगी वी हैव लाइक अ वेरी स्मॉल विलेज नियर मनाली 13 किलोमीटर फ्रॉम मनाली पलचान मैं वहाँ पर ही रहती हूँ तो नियर अराउंड मनाली वी हैव अ माउंटेन स्नो कवर्ड रहता है पूरा तो यहाँ पे कोई एक्टिविटीज आज से आप ये इमेजिन कीजिए कि 35 इयर्स पहले घर से कभी लड़कियों को भेजते भी नहीं थे कभी मना करते थे और कभी कर नहीं पाते थे तो हम उस कंडीशन से कैसे हम लोग निकले हैं और हमारे करने के बाद माउंटेन किया स्कीइंग के नेशनल्स वगैरह पार्टिसिपेट किए और उसके बाद जैसे माउंटेनियरिंग का किया क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक्टिविटीज करने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है अगर आप सिटी में जाओ तो बच्चों को एजुकेशन के अलावा बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज है जो वो कर सकते हैं लेकिन यहाँ पे ऐसा कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं था तो हमारे अराउंड माउंटेन है तो हम लोग माउंटेन के साथ ही मतलब जैसे क्लाइंबिंग करना है या जैसे स्कीइंग करना है तो पहले तो स्की से ही जुड़ी और बाद में माउंटेनियरिंग से लेकिन इस एक्सपीडिशन के दौरान मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने का मौका मिला एक माउंटेनियर होने के नाते मैं ये कहूँगी कि एक माउंटेनियर सेल्फ डिफेंस और टीम स्पिरिट, डिसिप्लिन, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, ये सब चीजें हम यहाँ पे सीखते हैं। क्योंकि आजकल बच्चे क्या करते हैं, अकेले अकेले बच्चे हैं घर में, तो वो लोग इकट्ठे रहना नहीं जानते हैं और बच्चों के साथ केयर करना नहीं जानते। तो हम लोग ये सारी चीजें हम इस एक्टिविटीज में सिखाते हैं ताकि उन बच्चों का एक कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बढ़े और वो अपने आप को प्रूव कर पाए। हमारे एक्सपीडिशन के दौरान हम लोगों ने भी जैसे फेस किया, हमारी लीडर थी मिस बचेंद्री कौर, शी वाज द फर्स्ट लेडी फ्रॉम इंडिया who she climbed Mount Everest in 1984. So she was the leader of our expedition. हम लोग 35 women थे all over India से। तो जैसे सिलेक्शन हुआ 16 women, फिर 13 women, इस तरीके से अलग अलग ड्यूरेशन में सिलेक्शन हुई। तो लास्ट में मैं इसलिए ये बताना चाह रही हूँ क्योंकि जब हमारे एक्सपीडिशन के जैसे लीडर हमारे फाइनेंशियल उसके लिए जाते थे, मिनिस्ट्री में जाना, फिर कोई मीटिंग होती थी जितने सारे मेल मेंबर ज्यादा रहते थे वहाँ पे, तो उनके साथ उन्हें कन्वर्सेशन करना है। तो उन्हें बहुत बार ये सुनने को मिला कि आप इतनी लड़कियों को कहाँ ले जा रहे हो, इतनी छोटी छोटी लड़कियां और इनको मार दोगे, आप ये करोगे वो करोगे। तो हमारी टीचर ने जैसे चूज किया था, बिल्कुल हम लोग जैसे 90 आई वाज एट दैट टाइम 19 ईयर्स, रेस्ट ऑफ द गर्ल्स आर मतलब 20 21 30, मतलब इसी बीच की थी सारी महिलाएं। तो सब महिलाएं जैसे जब हमारी लीडर आके बताती थी कि आज मीटिंग में ये हुआ, कल मीटिंग में ये हुआ, फलाने ने ये बोला, तो हमें बहुत बुरा लगता था कि हर जगह जैसे जेंट्स डोमिनेट करने की कोशिश करते थे वहाँ पे। तो उन्होंने जैसे ये हम लोगों ने भी ये ठान लिया था कि हम अपना ये एक्सपीडिशन को सक्सेसफुल बनाएंगे और जिन्होंने भी मतलब वीडियो को हमारे डोमिनेट करने की कोशिश की तो उनको हम लोग एक बार चुप कराना जरूरी है। तो हम लोगों ने अपने एक्सपीडिशन का पूरा, हमारे एक्सपीडिशन में 7 रिकॉर्ड बने थे जो कि सबके लिए मतलब एक बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम्पल सेट हुआ था और विमेंस टीम का मतलब एक नारी शक्ति का पूरा वो दिया था हमारे एक्सपीडिशन में। नहीं सिर्फ यहाँ अकेला नहीं, इंडिया में हमने इंटरनेशनल लेवल में भी वहाँ पर जो इंटरनेशनल जितने भी टीम्स थे बाहर के, हम लोगों ने उनके लिए सपोर्ट किया बहुत ज्यादा। हमारे जो शेफा थे वो अपने लिए हमने यूज नहीं करके उनके लिए यूज किए। तो हमें बहुत मतलब अच्छा लगा। उसके बाद जब हम वापिस आए इंडिया, वापिस पहुंचे, तो जितने लोगों ने इस तरह की बातें कही थी कि ये कैसे जाएंगी, ये क्या करेंगी, तो उन्हें हम लोगों ने ये जवाब दे दिया था कि हम लोग भी कर सकते हैं। विमेंस को आप अंडर एस्टिमेट मत कीजिए, क्योंकि मैंने अपने एक्सपीरियंस से देखा है विमेंस में जो पावर, जो स्ट्रेंथ है, उसे पहचानने की जरूरत है। अदरवाइज उनमें इतना स्ट्रेंथ है, शायद हो सकता है कि कई जगह मेल भी उतना सहन शक्ति उनमें नहीं होती है जेंट्स में। तो फीमेल हमेशा उनके साथ रहती है ताकि ये जैसे गाड़ी के 2 पहिए है उसी तरीके से ये है, इसीलिए मेल और फीमेल दोनों का एक वो बना हुआ है। तो हम लोग ने जब किया तो उनके काफी फेस हो गए थे, जितना उन्होंने भी ये कहा कि ये लोग नहीं कर पाएंगी या कुछ ऐसे, तो वो लोग उसकी बात को रिसीव करने काठमांडू तक भी पहुंचे। तो हमें भी चलो अच्छा लगा, उसके बाद उन्होंने एटलीस्ट एक्सेप्ट किया इस चीज को। तो उसके बाद मैंने अपने आंखों से यहाँ पे जब हम लोग कोर्स रन करते हैं तो ये भी हमारे यहाँ पे हमारे जो इंस्टीट्यूट है अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी इंस्टीट्यूट, यहाँ पे आई एम वर्किंग एज ए सीनियर माउंटेनियरिंग इंस्ट्रक्टर। तो यहाँ पे भी गर्ल्स का एक ही कोर्स रहता था पूरे ईयर्स में। जब हम लोगों ने एवरेस्ट क्लाइंब किया, जो हमने ज्वाइन किया, तो उसके बाद हम लोगों ने ये किया कि क्यों है ये एक ही कोर्स लड़कियों के, जब लड़कियां 3 साल में कंप्लीट करती जबकि लड़के 1 साल में। तो हम लोगों ने इसको को करवाया क्योंकि जरूरी है कि लड़कियों को भी उतना ही चांस मिले। वो लड़कियां क्यों करेंगी 3 साल में, उनको भी 1 साल में ही कंप्लीट करना। तो आज की डेट में हमारे करने के बाद इतनी अवेयरनेस आई, यहाँ पे बहुत सारी लड़कियां एडवेंचर फील्ड से अलग अलग अपने बिजनेस रन कर रही हैं, कुछ एक ट्रैवल एजेंसी रन कर रही हैं, कुछ एक अपना मतलब घर से क्योंकि सभी आपके इस एनएलयू में जैसे बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, तो चलो सब पेरेंट्स आज चाहते हैं कि बच्चे पढ़े। नहीं तो पहले ऐसा था कि बच्चों को पढ़ने नहीं देते थे। इवन जब मैंने कोर्स किया तो मुझे भी घर से जैसे भेज नहीं रहे थे मैंने बोला नहीं, मुझे तो जाना है। तो मेरे पेरेंट्स ने काफी पहले रोका, तो मैं रोती रही, मैं नीचे बैठ के मैंने बोला नहीं, मुझे तो ये करना ही है, जब तक नहीं जाऊंगी तो क्या आपकी पढ़ाई है वो मिस हो जाएगी। मैंने बोला कोई बात नहीं। तो फिर उस तरीके से हम लोगों ने मतलब अपना जर्नी स्टार्ट किया, एक छोटे से विलेज से निकलकर मतलब आज इस मुकाम तक पहुंचे कि हम एटलीस्ट चलो अपने बच्चों को अच्छे से पढ़ा लिखा सके, इनको अंडरस्टैंड कर सके, या लड़कियों को अंडरस्टैंड कर सके, जो भी इतनी यहाँ पे फीमेल्स होती हैं आती है, तो उनको वी ऑलवेज सपोर्ट कि महिलाओं में वो शक्ति है, अपने आप को पहचानने की जरूरत है। और हमारे यहाँ पे कोर्स की करने से बहुत सारे जैसे जिनके अंदर जो डर होता है वो डर खुल जाता है। तो आप अपने आप को कैसे, आज लड़कियां जैसे अकेली ट्रैवल कर रही है, अकेले रह रहे हैं, वैसे तो हर फील्ड में महिलाएं आगे ही हैं। तो यही मैं चाहूंगी कि हर फील्ड में महिलाएं आगे ही रहें, आगे इसी तरह से करते रहें। आज महिला दिवस के इस उपलक्ष्य में सबको मैं एक बार फिर से धन्यवाद कहूंगी। और अगर कोई कुछ पूछना चाहेंगे, क्योंकि आप लोगों की सबकी फील्ड आई थिंक मेरे से बिल्कुल अलग है, तो कई चीजों का शायद हमारा बिल्कुल सेपरेट है, लेकिन ये जरूर कहना चाहूंगी विमेन्स सब जगह ही आगे हैं और सब जगह अपना बेस्ट दे रही हैं। वो घर का भी देखती हैं और बाहर का भी देखती हैं, दोनों जगह वो मैनेज कर रही हैं। रोज एक नया चैलेंज होता है, रोज हम लोग एक डिसीजन को लेके जाते हैं, रोज हम उस काम को अपना कंप्लीट करके घर आते हैं। तो रोज ही हमारे लिए एक विमेंस डे है, रोज ही हम चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है हम लोग घर से जैसे जेंट्स जाते हैं ऑफिस जाते हैं काम करते, तो उनके लिए आके हम भी ऑफिस जाते हैं, लेकिन हम लोग भी उनके लिए खाना भी बनाते हैं, घर का सारा काम झाड़ू पोछा बर्तन सब कुछ करते हैं। लेकिन आप लोग जो लोग सिटी में रहते हैं तो आई थिंक वहाँ पर गाड़ी मिल जाती है, सब कुछ होता है। हम लोग हिली एरिया में रहते हैं तो यहाँ पर ना कोई ऐसे काम करने वाले मिलते हैं, यहाँ पर तो सब कुछ खुद ही करना पड़ता है। तो गाँव से आई थिंक विमेन एम्पावरमेंट मेल को सीखना, तो गाँव में पता चलता है कि कितनी औरतें किस तरह की स्ट्रगल कर रही हैं, कितना कहाँ पे कौन से, जैसे आप विलेज विलेज के अंदर जाओ तो कितनी लड़कियों के साथ क्या हो रहा है। तो उन चीजों को हमारे ज्यादा उठाने की जरूरत है। बाकी जो ऑलरेडी जैसे जिनको अच्छा एजुकेशन मिल रहा है, जो ऑलरेडी अच्छे उस पे है, तो वो लोग काफी कुछ सहन भी करते हैं। हर एक जैसे कि और मैम ने बताया कि जब विमेन जैसे कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में जाएंगे या प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जाएंगे, वहाँ पे उन्हें भी बहुत कुछ फेस करना पड़ता है, लेकिन उस चैलेंज को हमें फेस करना है और उससे आगे बढ़ना है। ये चीजें हम लोग एडवेंचर में सिखाते हैं, तो टीम स्पिरिट सिखाते हैं, डिसिप्लिन सिखाते हैं, तो हमें बहुत कुछ सिखाता है एडवेंचर। यहाँ पे कोई पॉलिटिक्स नहीं होती है एडवेंचर में। अगर आप जाओगे नेचर के करीब जाके आप अपने आप को पहचानोगे हम क्या है। नेचर हमें सिखाती है, हम नेचर को कुछ भी चैलेंज नहीं कर सकते। नेचर का एक छोटा सा पत्थर आया हमारे को तो हम वहीं पे खत्म है, लेकिन हम लोग अपने नेचर की हमेशा रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं। और एक बार मैं फिर से आप सभी का धन्यवाद करूंगी, और स्पेशली प्रीति मैम और एनएलयू के सारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स का थैंक्स करना चाहूंगी। और इस विमेंस डे पे सभी उन स्टूडेंट जो गर्ल्स हैं जितने भी, सभी को ये कहना चाहूंगी कि आप लोग बच्चों कभी भी हार नहीं मानना है किसी चीज के पीछे। लाइफ में कई बार सक्सेसफुल रहते हैं, कई बार नहीं भी रहते, लेकिन ऑप्शन बहुत ज्यादा खुले होते हैं। आप आगे बढ़िए, आप मेहनत कीजिए, बहुत मेहनत कीजिए, मेहनत करके आप आगे जो पाना चाहोगे वो पा सकते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your inspiring story with us. It reminds all of our women to celebrate our womanhood and feel proud, while at the same time, your story reminded us of all the challenges that we women face. And it will also wake up a cry for all of us to stand up for ourselves no matter what happens. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, with this, we come to an end to our guest lecture, and I would like to invite our professor, Dr. Aksita Jaman, to give the motion of thanks.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today on behalf of the Center for Human Rights and Disability Studies and the Center for Personal Law Studies to extend our heartfelt gratitude on this remarkable occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our deep appreciation to our esteemed guest speakers, Professor Bindu S. Ronald, Vice Chancellor MNLU Aurangabad, and Mrs. Dicky Dolma, Indian mountaineer and former alpine skier, whose inspiring words have reinforced the significance of gender equality and empowerment. Your presence today has truly elevated our discussions and motivated us to strive for a more inclusive society. A special thanks to our Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Professor Preeti Saxena, who has shared invaluable insights on women's rights, legal reforms, and the intersectionality of gender, law, and human rights. Your contributions have not only enriched today's dialogue, but have also encouraged us to think critically about the path forward. Finally, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our organizing committee, faculty members, and student volunteers for their tireless efforts on the successful completion of this event. Lastly, our sincere gratitude goes to the support staff and technical team for seamlessly managing the logistics and ensuring that today's program reached a wider audience. As we conclude today's celebration, let us carry forward the spirit of equity, inclusion, and justice in our work, our conversations, and our actions. Let's continue to champion a world where every woman, regardless of background or ability, can live with dignity, freedom, and equality. Thank you once again and wishing you all a meaningful International Women's Day 2025. Thank you.
As we come close to the remarkable celebration of the International Women's Day, I'm reminded of the words of the great Michelle Obama, who once stated, "No country can ever flourish if it stifles the potential of its women and deprives itself of the contribution of half of its citizens." With this, we come to an end of the guest lecture. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all our distinguished guests and speakers, and also to all the organizers and volunteers, and lastly to all the attendees of this guest lecture. But the thanks actually goes to our Vice Chancellor, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for making this event a reality. And it's a privilege to invite you to grace this event with the cake cutting event.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I will take lead now.
Thank you.
Very well organized.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Okay, I will also leave.
She's also done a volunteering for.
But she was sleeping. I thought she was sleeping. Sure, next year she was sleeping.
She should not be